And I got a telephone call, voice came on the line and said, hello, Doogie. I said, yeah. He said, this is Richie Blackmore. I said, that was him. And he said, this is Richie Blackmore. And I said, no, come on. He said, no, really it is. And I said, he's not.
Yeah.
And I said, well, if you're really Richie Blackmore, you'll be able to answer this question. And I said, what was so special about the guitar solo on Hold On from the album Stormbringer?
Right.
And you said?
I played it.
Can you play it now?
It was played like that. The whole thing was done like that. Something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
However it goes. How does it go? Something like that, right?
Yeah.
But I did the whole session like that. Because Glenn was into R&B, you know, and I was not. But he'd played Gypsy.
Right.
He sang Gypsy or Soldier of Fortune, one of those two.
Gypsy.
So we had a deal. I said, okay, I'll play your song, which was Hold On. I hated it. Hold on. It was one of those.
Getting ready.
Showbiz time.
But
Not rock and roll.
so Richie said, I got a tape that I found in a box. I'd like you to come over and audition for the band. And I said, yes. And he said, the tickets are already in the post. Be here on Friday. So I arrived on the Friday and we had an audition. And it went quite well, didn't it? We went through, we did Mistreated and Man in the Silver Mountain. A couple of old Jimi Hendrix songs, a couple of Beatles songs. The next day we went off and we played some football together, some soccer. The next night we went into rehearsals and we did Long Live Rock and Roll. And I had just done what I thought was a killer version of Long Live Rock and Roll. And once we'd finished it, I thought, God, if he doesn't offer me the gig after that, you know, I'm not going to get it. And Richie said, Doogie. And I said, yes, Richie. He said, you know, you passed the ball very well. And at that point, I knew that I was going to get the gig.